Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining me for WLBT Plus. My name is Kara Shirley. I'm your digital news desk host, and it is Tuesday, the 11th of March, halfway through the month of March already. It is absolutely wild to me. I say that every day, I think, but just the how fast time is flying by really is. It's crazy to me. Thank you so much for tuning in. If you're watching on our website, WLBT.com, or on our mobile app, and if you're tuning in through any of our social channels, Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, I appreciate you joining us there as well. Make sure you leave some comments if you have any thoughts or questions, anything like that. You can leave it there in the comment section. I do appreciate all of you guys doing that, and let me know where you're tuning in from. We're going to go ahead and jump straight into the news. We're going to give you an update on the helicopter crash that happened yesterday. It was really a very sad day here in our area, with three of those first responders getting killed in that crash, that helicopter crash that happened in Madison County. It was just north of Highway 43, where Highway 43 intersects with the Natchez Trace. It was just north right there, as an area of actually Pipeline Road. Um, and let's see, Chris Fields, he is one of our reporters. He was out there yesterday getting a lot of information, and we're going to now watch the story that he did for us yesterday, giving us all of the details, or a lot of the details, from what happened in the crash on yesterday.
This afternoon, we started receiving calls that a helicopter had possibly gone down here in Madison County.
It was 12:41 p.m. where you could hear when that alarming dispatch came over the police scanner.
Units checking for the possible downed helicopter, because we got a cell phone watch ping.
That cell phone ping led dozens of fire crews and law enforcement agencies right here near the end of West Pipeline Road. That's where our crews spotted law enforcement rolling back the yellow tape, not allowing anyone close to that crash site.
It's a tragic day. Don't really know where to go from there.
Madison County Sheriff Randy Tucker.
You never know what a day is going to bring. But today brought a terrible tragedy and loss to the medical center family.
And officials with UMMC spoke out about the deadly crash Monday. They shared that the three were traveling on Aircare 3 based out of Columbus, Mississippi.
Made a patient transport earlier today. They refueled and were traveling back. And shortly after noon today, we received notification that the helicopter went down.
It's unclear how or why the aircraft failed. Madison County Sheriff Randy Tucker tells us the trio should be remembered as heroes.
You know, they're first responders just like us. And when one of us hurt, we all hurt. And it's a tragic day.
And that is true. It's a very, very tragic day that happened yesterday. And just even as we move forward, my heart goes out to the families of the victims who died in the crash. And all of us here at WLBT, our hearts go out to them. So the National Transportation Safety Board says that it sent out a GO team to investigate the crash. That team should have arrived in the area earlier today. So we do have some animation for you from FlightWare, which is a website, and it represents what was going on in the last few minutes of the helicopter being airborne. So you can see now the chopper is passing over the res as it was going over the Pearl River Wildlife area. It starts to slow down. Eventually, it does turn north towards the Natchez Trace. Data sent from the chopper's transponder shows that it went down from an altitude of 2,500 feet until it did eventually crash. And that happened in less than a minute, falling at a rate of 50 feet every second. So we do have the timeline of what happened yesterday for you here. And this is what we know from analyzing the flight data. The helicopter took off from Columbus yesterday morning around 9:32 a.m. And then it arrived at the Baptist Medical Center in Jackson at 10:26. It then traveled to UMMC at 10:50 a.m. From there, it left UMMC. It was on its way back to Columbus. It remained in the air for 11 minutes before going down at approximately 12:36. First responders did begin dispatching Gluckstack fire crews about around 5 minutes after that. And by 12:55, a sheriff deputy reported that they had a possible location for the chopper after a cell phone or a cell phone watch, like an Apple Watch, Samsung Watch, began pinging a location, which is possibly from the force of the crash. Of course, we're keeping you updated on the developments around this crash. As we get more information on possibly why it happened, we will definitely pass that along to you. But the pilot and the air care employees were identified by UMMC this morning. We do have them here for you on the screen. So Dustin Pope, who's age 35 of Philadelphia, he was the base care supervisor for air care in Columbus and a flight nurse. Then Jacob Kent, 37, was a critical care paramedic. He was from Tupelo. They both started working for UMMC on August the 14th of 2017. The med trans pilot was Cal Waslowski, 62, of Starkville. So Air Care Transport Services, according to a press release that they sent out, they have temporarily suspended the air care services, and the medical center is working with the healthcare and medical transportation services around the state to meet all of the needs of Mississippians, because we have the only level 1 trauma center here in Jackson. They are very, very busy flying patients from all over the state here into Jackson, but that is currently being grounded for air care. So UMMC is also offering support to their team members and, of course, the family that was affected by this loss. And the cause of the accident, like we said, is still under investigation by the Federal Aviation Administration, as well as the National Transportation Safety Board. And as we said, as we get those details into us, or any additional details in, rather, we would certainly pass that along to you. But before we move on to other things that have happened here in our area, I do want to show one more time the guys that lost their life. What a lot of people are saying that they should be remembered as heroes. They were first responders that literally came flying in moments of crisis for people, and they ended up losing their lives yesterday. Now, thankfully, there was no patient on the flight. They were heading back to Columbus, but Dustin Pope, age 35, Jacob Kent, age 37, and Cal Waslowski, age 62, were the victims of the deadly helicopter crash that happened here in Madison County yesterday. And like we said before, our hearts and our thoughts and prayers go out to everyone that has been affected by this. The co-workers of the flight crew, the family members, the children of these guys. Our hearts just really go out to them, and we'll continue to keep you updated as more information becomes available to us. Now we move to where a man in Flora has been arrested for holding people, including children, at gunpoint in a vehicle. So this is the individual right here. His name is Cortez Parker. He has been arrested, and he is facing charges now of possession of a stolen firearm, kidnapping, and aggravated assault. So he was found holding several passengers, including children, at gunpoint inside of a vehicle. Two Flora police units intercepted the vehicle on Highway 49 northbound. According to Flora PD, he was taken into custody without incident, thankfully, and he is currently being detained in the Madison County Jail. Then JPD has issued a warrant for a warrant after a 15-year-old passed away from being shot in the head. So Travion Kinsey is wanted by Jackson police for the murder of LaNicholas Harrell. We first told you about the teen's death last month. He was found shot and killed in Jackson near I-55 South. He was found wearing a ski mask. Police saying that they're unsure why he had that ski mask on. JPD says that Kinsey will be charged with capital murder when he is arrested. And of course, if you have any information on his whereabouts, please contact Jackson Police Department or Crime Stoppers. Also, a warrant has been issued after a body was found on State Street in Jackson. So the suspect has been identified in the murder of 21-year-old who was found dead on State Street. Let me get this volume turned down for you guys so it doesn't get too loud. He was found dead on State Street last October. Omar Drake of Brandon, he was found dead with trauma to his upper body. Well, yesterday, nearly 5 months later, JPD have a warrant for Cameron Miley for Drake's murder. And if you have any information on the whereabouts of Cameron Miley, please contact Jackson Police Department and Crime Stoppers. And Jackson Police Department is also releasing the names of the suspect shooter in a homicide that happened at a Northwest Jackson apartment complex. 20-year-old Lamaja Henderson is now wanted for murder in the death of 21-year-old Jakendrick Bays. He was killed at the Sunset Plaza Apartments on Sunset Drive last week. And just like with the other guys, if you have any information on the whereabouts of Lamaja Henderson, 20-year-old, please contact Jackson Police Department and Crime Stoppers. Then a silver alert was issued for a Jackson man yesterday. His name is Isaiah Jackson. He is 19 years old from the Jackson area. He was last seen on Friday around 4 p.m. He was on Springdale Road in Hinds County. He was last seen wearing a black shirt and pants with blue shoes and a black backpack. If you see him, please contact Jackson Police or 911. I know a lot of people may say, well, he's a teenager. Why is it a silver alert? Anybody that is over the or 18 and above is issued as a silver alert. An amber alert is for those 17 and younger who are still not legal adults. So that is why this was been issued as a silver alert. But if you have any information on his whereabouts or you see him, here he is again on your screen, Isaiah Jackson. If you have any information on him, please contact Jackson Police Department or 911 and give that information to them so that they can get him and hopefully bring him home. So we told you last week about a officer with the Jackson Police Department who passed away. It was not in the line of duty. It was after a medical emergency, but he did sadly die. Well, his funeral arrangements have been announced. We have those for you here. So his name was Corporal Christopher Gallion Sr., passed away last week. His visitation is going to be Friday at West Haven Memorial Funeral Home in Jackson. And then his funeral will be held Saturday at Word of Life Church in Flowood. JPD will be doing a balloon release in his honor, and that's going to be on Thursday at the JPD Precinct 1. He was just 39 years old when he did pass away following a medical emergency. We do have more news to get into. We're also going to take a quick look at our weather forecast over the next 24 hours. Before we do that, let's hear from our sponsors at Jackson Water.
At Jackson Water, we are in the game and locked in on our goals. Every day, our dedicated teams are hard at work, ensuring that clean, reliable water flows to every home and business in Jackson. We are not just fixing pipes. We're investing in a brighter, more resilient future for our city. Jackson Water. Water for all the time.
And again, thank you to Jackson Water for sponsoring WLBT Plus so that we can bring you this show every weekday at 1, as well as the other shows that we have for you. Make sure you are getting notifications from our mobile app so that you can get the updates on those shows when we go live and things such as that. Looking here at our comment section on our social streams, we have Georgia Vaughn, who is sending condolences and prayers for the families that are involved. And that was for those who lost their lives in that helicopter wreck. Anna Ritchie Smith and also Emily Thomas sending their prayers for that as well. Thank you guys for that. I know the family does appreciate that. Let's go ahead and look at our forecast, see what we're looking at or looking like, feeling like even outside right now. Our current temperatures around the area are sitting in the mid 70s. Very nice day, very beautiful day, lots of sunshine out there. It's going to get maybe about 75 today, but I expect we'll probably feel about like it does now outside for the rest of the day. If we look at our radar, you can see we do not have any rain in the area right now. Not expecting any rain actually over the next 12 hours. Going to be dropping down into the mid 50s tonight. But what we are watching for as far as rain goes is this weekend. We have issued a first alert weather day. So you can see we have a 50% chance of rain and storms on Friday, 70% on Saturday. Other than that, I mean, we do have that 30% that go on Thursday. But other than that, it is going to be a pretty nice week. We just have the chance of the severe weather on Friday and Saturday. So make sure you're here at 2:30 today for the first alert weather team, and they're going to give you that in-depth look at the forecast, give you a look at the timing as well as we can this far in advance, but give you a little information on the timing and what we can expect with the storms that they're expecting to come in over the weekend. Again, that's today at 2:30. So make sure you're here. We told you yesterday, or we here on WLBT Plus showed you a story that Courtney and Jackson did on the rape kit legislation and talking to 4 victims of sexual assault who are having to relive their experiences because of either the lack of rape kits or rape kits getting lost, things such as that. Well, there is legislation that is and state capital for this, and there's actually some new partners in the fight to give new life to this bill. So lawmakers were joined yesterday by law enforcement. They were also joined by a representative from the Attorney General's office and survivors for this press conference. House Bill 928 will require all emergency rooms in the state to have a sufficient number of rape kits and someone there to perform them at all times. Stories were shared of women being turned away when requesting a kit, some being told they would even need to go out of state.
If you're an open ER and you can take a gunshot wound, how dare you not do a rape kit? This has to be done, and I am asking that the powers that be in this building, and we all know it can be done, give CPR to this bill so we can take care of patients when they come asking for help.
Representative Dana McClain says they plan to insert the language into a Senate bill that was originally drafted as a sexual assault victims bill of rights. And in the amendment, if the amendment is successful in the House, the bill would then be sent to a conference committee for the chambers to work out a compromise. The bottom line, though, is that advocates say victims can't wait another legislative session to get this gap in services fixed. Attorney General Lynn Fitch did make a statement, and she said, in part, I'm grateful to the legislator for prioritizing this bill, and I look forward to seeing it signed into law. And we will, of course, keep you updated on this bill as it goes through the Capitol, through legislation, and we'll hopefully we'll be able to report to you soon that it has passed. There is some new development that is happening in Madison, is actually being pushed forward at the Village in Madison. Several homes and businesses are currently under construction there. So according to a developer, Michael Manning, the 25-acre development will become a home for townhomes, businesses, and restaurants. So besides the roughly 90 single-family homes being built on the property, and a 30,000 square foot building is also under construction across from the Half Shell Oyster House. The building will house a nail salon, a hair salon, a skin clinic, and more. Small businesses that have already moved into one of the existing properties, or small businesses have already moved into those existing properties, and they say that they're excited about the development moving forward.
And I've just seen so much growth of truly like small family-owned businesses come to this Main Street area that I didn't remember that being such a big thing when I was in high school. So over the past 10 years, it's fun to see new building, all the homes with the Village over here.
It's kind of a, park and shop and eat retail restaurant type space. And I think the folks around here are really excited about it.
We're going to continue to keep you updated on the construction projects happening at the Village. And then today, if you notice that flags here in the state of Mississippi are at half mast, well, the reason for that, or by half staff rather, is doing that in honor of a late Representative Robert Clark. Governor Tate Reeves ordered them to fly half staff from sunrise to sunset today. His funeral is happening today in Lexington. He was elected to the State House of Representatives in 1968. He was the first African-American member of the state legislature since Reconstruction. So if you see those flags flying at half staff, it is in honor of him, late Representative Robert Clark. Well, guys, that is going to be it today for WLBT Plus. Make sure you're tuning into our newscast tonight, because we are working on more updates and more stories on the crash that happened in Madison County, as well as multiple other things. So make sure you're tuning in to all of our newscasts, and of course be back at 2:30 today for the First Alert Weather Team, so you can get that in-depth look at the forecast and maybe get a better idea of the timing of the storms that are supposed to be coming in Friday and Saturday. You guys have a wonderful day. Hope you get to get outside and enjoy some of this beautiful weather. I'll be back tomorrow at 1 o'clock, and I will see you then. Bye-bye.